What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Tezos-Artcast surprise mystery stream, live and direct. Excited for today. We have special stream, special guest. I think Good Times is going to be able to make it into the studio for a minute to say what's up and help co-host for a bit. Really stoked today. We got a mystery drop, The Life Aquatic, the Mystery Fish 2 series of generative art is being dropped live on the Tezos-Artcast. So we're super excited to be partaking in this momentous occasion. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's get started and just bring Shig into the studio. Let me do this and this. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're sounding good.
Oh, good. Sorry, I was in my cabin up the end of the garden, and my Wi-Fi's just packed in. So you got a view of my kitchen. Great times. I know there's like a god of tech demos, I think, who just didn't smile on me today. So don't know why OS 10's just like, I'm not going to connect.
Well, the kitchen is the heart of the home, so you're in a good spot.
And mine's a nice red color, so it's bright.
That's right. Yeah, I like those red tiles in the background. I can see
those.
Yeah,
they really pop, don't they? Yeah, that's what you need first thing in the morning with your cup of coffee. Just wake you up.
That's right. I feel like I need another cup of coffee because, yeah, I took it's around lunchtime now. It's a little after lunchtime, and I was like, oh, it was a crazy morning. Had a little trouble with the puppy, the dog. Scratched his eye, so we had to run him to the vet real quick, and it was just kind of a chaotic morning. But I'm like, okay, everything's calmed down. He's good. Like, I'll take like a 10-minute nap, and that turned into longer than that. So I'm like, okay, I'm like almost awake again. But
that's all right. You're well rested then.
That's right. Oh man. So
I know what that's like. Just been late nights for me. Late nights for so long.
Yeah. So you've been coding a lot and getting your creativity on. Obviously, we got to see a quick kind of glimpse of the Mystery Fish project last week with Flygore. We were asking him about the Tezos Pirates project, and he was telling us a little bit about it and everything, and that's how he brought up the topic of the mystery fish, and he said that you'd been a real big help to him in kind of the procedural generation and everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, he hit me up early on and just asked, because I was doing a load of I think it was after Mystery Fish Series 1 he asked for it. Most of my stuff was generative anyway. But one good turn deserves another, because I wholesale ripped off the idea of burning tokens from him. So what goes around comes around.
Right. We're all standing on the shoulders of giants, right?
That's it. Or they say great artists steal, don't they?
That's right.
No, and Flygore's been very gracious to help me with that and share his burn contract information and stuff. So it's great, to be honest, when you can work with people and just share ideas around and bounce off each other and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you been doing generative art for quite a while? Is that when did you start to get into that? Like, have you always been an artist? Did art come out of code? Just what's kind of your art story or your creative story?
I'm more web development. I think I've been doing web development for decades, and mostly corporate stuff, playing around with ideas here and there, and quite a lot of the stuff that I do, you start stuff on your home PC and you sort of go in a certain direction, and before you know it, it's got too big, or you've gone off the rails of it, and you sort of just just bank it for later, to come back to it. And
Right.
so I wasn't really releasing anything. I wasn't really doing anything. And then I started to get interested in Ethereum and what was going on in that scene. And when people started releasing NFTs, on Foundation and Beeple and all of those things, it was like, this is a real thing now. This is actually, finally, you can sell a GIF, you can sell art on the internet, and people can appreciate it.
Yeah.
And something about that limited canvas, do you know what I mean? Something about, I don't know, having constraints on what you can do, just sort of flicked a switch in my head, and I thought, I got to be part of this. It's time to actually start finishing stuff and releasing it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's so picked up my Tezos wallet and hit Nunk and started releasing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really cool seeing I mean, it's hard to believe it's only 3 months online, and it just feels like a decade of immersion in
Yeah.
kind of this world of NFTs and art and cryptocurrency. And but
Have you been in the crypto sphere long?
about not very long. In relation to kind of the grand scheme, it's only been about a year and a half. And yeah, I had a neighbor of mine come over for a Christmas or like little holiday get together, and we were just chatting, and all of a sudden I don't remember exactly how or why, but he brought up Bitcoin, and for whatever reason,
it's the red pill, isn't it? The orange pill.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like I knew about Bitcoin, but the way he explained it was just right for that time period. And I looked into it a little bit, and at the time I'd been doing a lot of photography, and when I learned about NFTs and kind of what they were, I saw a lot of potential for, attaching that digital signature to a physical picture, and started to have all these ideas, and messed around a little bit with it in Ethereum, not selling anything or making anything, but just
it's expensive to play around in Ethereum, isn't it?
Yeah. And I had just discovered Tezos as well, and it kind of checked off some of the boxes of questions I had about long-term sustainability, as far as putting my art somewhere, and then having like a blockchain fork, and deciding which one I was gonna I had all these questions, what's gonna happen to me if and I had that kind of got me into coding and stuff too. So that was like, there's a lot of like paradigm shifts all at once that brought me into the space. And
it's a really exciting time, isn't it?
It is. And now more and more I'm kind of running into people at work, or meeting new people outside of the kind of cryptocurrency space. And that I had someone ask me the other day, so we were talking about coding a little bit, and he's like, well, do you know anything about NFTs? And I was like, do I?
Hold my coat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's I mean, a lot of my friends in meat space they haven't discovered this scene yet. So to them, Bitcoin is kind of still internet nerd money. I'm trying to convert them. I've been trying for years to convert them, but no one's really biting.
Right. I'm gonna bring Good Times in. Good Times is my co-host. Cool. He's gonna join us, and actually, let's see, there he is. Good Times. He's at work right now.
Oh, nice. Working hard.
That's right. It looks like he's frozen a little bit, but when I discovered cryptocurrency and all coding and everything, we had known each other in, did you say the meat space?
Meat space, yeah.
Yes, I love that. In the meat space. And I remember him talking about crypto and net neutrality and some of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I texted him and reached out to him and like, what are you up to? Like, I just discovered Bitcoin. And he's like, oh, I know some Bitcoin stuff. And so we kind of started our coding journey and started like getting into everything kind of right around the same time. So that was pretty awesome. But he's having some connection trouble, probably because he's at work. But
that's right. They've got the ban hammer or something going.
Yeah, exactly.
Thou shalt only work on company time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it is a rabbit hole, crypto. Honestly, I mean, I discovered Bitcoin properly during a massive weed drought in the UK, and I couldn't get anything anywhere. And I thought, well, the internet must have solved this problem by now. And sure enough, it had. And you know, it was sort of a means to an end. You know, and I kind of jokingly say to my friends, you know, if I'd kept the money, if I kept the Bitcoin at that point rather than sending it to Dream Market or whatever, I would be quite wealthy now. I certainly wouldn't have to work. But
right.
You know, you sort of go down the rabbit hole and you discover, you know, like Andreas Antonopoulos videos and stuff like that. And it's like, and the funny thing is, all the stuff that Andreas was saying early into Ethereum about people creating their own tokens and all, you know, it's all happening. You know, this space is alive with innovation, and you know, there's a lot of shit coins and there's a lot of, you know, chicanery and con men. But you know, on the whole, the technology itself is just, you know, my head is buzzing with ideas about things you can do with it. You know, and that's largely driven by the innovation in the NFT space. You know, this is the beginning. This is the first little thing, you know, before people start doing their own decentralized Ubers and, you know, all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's, you know, it just pulls out that middleman, that Silicon Valley, you know, just what seems to have become a gatekeeper. Do you know what I mean? That innovation is like, let's just put a toll booth on something and we won't really do anything, but, you know, let's disrupt, I don't know, restaurants. And what we do is we don't own any restaurants. We just get a load of people on bikes to deliver stuff, but we take 30%. That's blockchain solves that, you know, it solves it, empowers people. And it's only a matter of time. Once people start forming, you know, like people are starting to galvanize in these communities and make their DAOs and everything.
Right.
You know, when they have a shared interest economically, people will work extremely hard, you know, to bring each other up. You know, much harder than they would if they, you know, just got some central governance or something, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You tell I'm excited by this stuff.
I think that's kind of some of the stuff that Good Times and I have talked about and kind of bonded over early on was he's been working hard kind of on the back burner of all the meat space world, regular life things. He's got a really cool project where he's kind of, you know, trying to make that meeting space collective for people to be skill sharing, and we've talked a lot about, like, you know, how to integrate a token and stuff, and it's just there's, and again with like this art. Is this
what you were talking about with your Python stuff with the smart contracts?
Yes, yeah. So using SmartPy to make some NFT games, or like create some kind of DAO for this show, or, you know, for a collective or something. You know, it's just, the mind boggles at all the possibilities.
Hey, how's it going?
I think I got it.
That's nice. Where are you working, man? That looks happening.
Oh, it definitely is happening.
Oh wow!
It's Chiba Hut. It is a cannabis theme restaurant.
Oh man, I get you. Got my I can't see where the camera is.
Well, if you ever come to Vegas, we're definitely hanging out over here.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I was in Vegas for my honeymoon about, it must be 6 years back. crazy place. I love it.
Nice, nice.
Just because I won't be here for very long, and I don't know how long until I get kidnapped. I love everything you're saying about decentralization, about Bitcoin. I've always, I'm sorry to like just jump in. I'm like hit and run.
Oh, no worries, man.
Jeff knows me. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
This is I love this stuff because I sincerely feel like we reached this point where we a lazy revolution has begun to organically emerge, where you realize you don't have to throw Molotovs, you don't have to fire guns, you don't have to do all this kinds of stuff. You just have to be a good person and lead a good life. And little by little, the things around you just kind of start like making a lot more sense. You realize, oh, when I spend some time on myself, I can give value to myself, and then our art gets value because of that, right?
Yeah, the art's a good thing.
And that spreads to the people around us. And I feel like I love watching the growth of everybody around me as I learn new things and I pass them on to my friends, and they learn new things and they pass them on to me. That elevates everybody. That's more organic, and that's more what we're supposed to be doing with the internet, as opposed to what is normally happening, because of whoever you want to blame at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're creating, you're not destroying the whole.
Absolutely. That is the best gift we have. Creation is we're literally making things out of nowhere. It's freaking magic.
Yeah.
I heard it the other day, and it blew my mind. This guy said, it's funny when I like. We're absolutely insignificant in the grand scheme of the universe and reality and everything, but we're also so special because in order for me to get thoughts like my thoughts that I'm having right now into both of your guys' head, I have to create little breath explosions that then this machine turns into electrical energy, sends to a satellite, it flies out into space, it comes back down, it hits your headphones, where it turns out into kinetic, it turns into kinetic energy that your eardrums like vibrate and turn back into electrical energy so that you can have a thought. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, so
it's insane.
Sending information over the air. Do you know what I mean? It's
now we've we managed to get as connected as we possibly could at this moment with the internet, and it's allowing this creativity to spring up again. It's almost like a new renaissance. It feels it feels like go ahead.
Well, I've said before. I mean, it feels to me like I haven't had this much fun on since the Flash days. You know what I mean? Since before MySpace, and I mean,
Newgrounds, where are the flat?
Newgrounds. Even before that,
YTMND.
It's when you didn't have the bandwidth, so you had to do it with Flash and be creative. Do you know what I mean? And
one of the artists that was here earlier, that was here in one of the last podcasts, I believe, Cece's, he actually purposely holds himself back by working on bitmap. With MS Paint.
Okay.
So he forces that. I feel like that's something that is very unique to our generation too, where we were very creative, but we're also like, our tools are limited. Now the tools are not limited, but people are not being creative with them until this new wave of whatever is happening right now, which is wonderful to me.
Yeah. As I was saying about having a 1,000. Well, I mean, I limit my stuff to 1,000 by 1,000 pixels. But I mean, it could be 4,000. It's a square. Do you know what I mean? It's a limited canvas, and because I can't use local storage, I can't use WebSockets, I can't use all of this new fun stuff. Really, I'm like, it's put me in a silo, and because of that, I can think up. You know what I mean? I can think up ideas that I can actually finish them.
Right.
And seeing everybody else doing the same kind of stuff. I mean, some of the art people are doing is just, it's wonderful, and the fact that they're able to sell it, that's just.
I live through the belief that people will buy anything, and once, because I mean, literally, like I watch some of the products that they sell on TV, and I'm like, no way, nobody's gonna buy this, and clearly they stay on and they sell. So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
If people buy dumb crap like that, they definitely will be willing to buy expressions by other human beings, right? Art. So you just got to create it. You just got to put it out there. You got to make it exist.
It's a connection or something, isn't it? I mean, you say about crap. I mean, I was scrolling down Twitter earlier, and somebody was selling a thing for folding T-shirts. I mean, how hard is it to fold a T-shirt? But you need a piece of plastic that you can. I mean, someone's bought that thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to end up at the bottom of the ocean.
Because humans are gullible and we're sad little creatures. I love watching those late night commercials. Like, have you ever tried to drink out of a can and it gets kind of crazy? Wow! And they spill everything. I'm like, no human being does that.
I mean, I like to think those people do exist. You know, they can't find their ass with both hands, but
clearly they do. But I just didn't think they could turn on their TVs and make purchases over the phone.
It's quite possible, yeah. Well, now they've found the internet. God help us.
God help us all. Right. Oh man.
So do you, Shig? I've got to ask because the the mystery fish. Do you have fish like flesh fish?
I had fish when I was a student. I had fish, and they didn't live that long because you have to change the water every day, and you have to do all of these things that. So I have a cat.
Okay.
So and he would be very interested if I had fish.
not
right.
that I like cats. I'm not a huge fan of cats, but they're literally like the Roombas of the animal kingdom pets.
Yeah.
Like, they just take care of themselves. It's all right as long as I have a dog and he's just, it's like having a child. Like that's an absolute jerk.
Yeah, you never show off love with a dog, though. I mean, with a cat, you sort of have to work a bit harder for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you? So you have how did the fish idea come up? With the mystery fish part 1. I don't have a link right now to the mystery fish. I was gonna.
Let me see if I can find it. Hick has been a bit weird today. I'm on one screen now. Like I said, my Wi-Fi died on the other one, so I'm having to balance everything on one screen, which is good fun. Like I had everything set up perfectly, and I was like, I'll just check my headphones with Apple Music and see what's happening. And it was at that point I realized I hadn't got any Wi-Fi. Like I'd had Wi-Fi, but all gone.
It's all over the world, man. I feel like there's so much going on online. I actually have about 3 minutes before I have to get off anyways, but I wanted to say it was a pleasure talking with you just real quick, Shig.
And you.
I'll keep sneaking little views on Twitch real quick when I get a chance.
Nice one.
And I'll follow you on so we can stay in contact.
Thanks. Yeah, I do the same. I'll catch you soon. Have a good one, man.
You guys have a good one. Cheers. Sorry about the hit and run. Love everybody.
I'm glad you can make it.
Yeah, I'm glad I can make it too because I wanted to see this. So
So I posted that in the chat. That's the later one. So the original fish, I mean, it was a case of
perfect.
Like, I mean, I see the stuff that some people are drawing, and like, I mean, I've done illustration as a career before, but my form of illustration is, sketch it and then, spend ages painstakingly going over it with Adobe Illustrator or something like that. And I see the stuff that like Flygore's doing. I mean, that man can draw.
Right.
So I'm kind of like more limited in that. My stuff is, more the pixel style. If I'm playing around, and I didn't want to do, like everybody's doing like punks or 8-bit stuff, and some of it's really cute. The Tez Frogs project. Have you seen that one?
No,
Tez Frogs.
Tez
Frogs. You have to look that one up. She's like 12 years old or something. I think that one's amazing. And she's doing this 8-bit art and she's selling it. You see what I mean? It's cute, but it's a kid that's doing it. So it's, I kind of like, for me, if I kind of do 8-bit art, I don't know, it doesn't feel like enough. So I want to do at least. Yeah, it's very cool. She does like one a day, I think, or every couple of days. I think she's doing something else as well with flies. I think she's got a game brewing we can burn flies or something.
Nice.
Was that a John tribute? I haven't seen that one. That's very cool.
That's awesome.
You see what I mean? It's very stylized. I didn't really think, I didn't really want to do anything like that. So I hit the voxel idea, and I did a few. Have you seen my Glitch Invaders one? I love Glitch
I have not.
Invaders. Oh, Glitch Invaders is one of my favorite ones. Tooting my own horn. Let me see if I can find it.
You're allowed to have some favorites of your own. It's all good.
Yeah, thanks to everyone that's bought Glitch Invaders, by the way. It's really fantastic, and it's a wonderful feeling when people buy your stuff. Like, I haven't sold anything in weeks, but I've been immersed in coding at the moment. So
yeah.
oh man, Hick loaded, and now it's not gonna work for me.
I might have a little better connection over here. I'm not sure. Is it
if you have a look at it's in my profile. I find Hick kind of resets on my iPhone if I scroll down a bit. But if it loads for you there, you have to refresh a few times, I think, and then it finally, I think it's Amazon's cloud or something is being a bit problematic. Here we go. Excellent. So let me see, what have we got? Tax your processor a little bit. The stuff that's those disks, that was basically an experiment that I did to see if they ever actually load on your machine. It was an experiment to see whether I could do 3D and SVGs, whether I could embed 3JS natively in an SVG. Looks like they're going a bit weird. It was a bad idea, so I'm not going to be doing much more of that, because you basically you force people to load up a 3D thing and render it like straight away. And when your wall gets to some kind of size as mine has, like, you're loading up like 25 3JS instances.
Right.
You really need paging on this. Yeah, there's Glitch Invaders. So that little Space Invader dude that's next to the fish there.
Okay, yeah.
This was the first one that I did that was 3D, and I hadn't actually seen. I don't know if Mr. Doob had done his. Oh, it's loaded the wrong one. I don't know if Mr. Doob had done his example project yet, so it was like I hadn't seen a 3JS one, and I got that one working, and it was like, it's just kind of like a light bulb in my head went off. I was like, I can do more 3D. I love this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It's interesting to see how long it takes to load on somebody else's machine.
Yeah.
It's really quite small. I mean, it's really small, but it's doing 3D.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
So this is, I mean, every day it's a new scene. It changes all of them. It's a different color, and it just drifts lazily around the scene. And I'm kind of playing around with stuff because I imagine a device that's not there. You know what I mean? The picture frame. You remember that we had the LCD screens for ages, and they sort of went away. The LCD photo frame. Everyone bought one that Christmas like 5 years ago or something.
That's right.
The NFT scene is just crying out for that. Just an A4 size or square, thin, stick on the wall, high definition, Wi-Fi. You can make one with a Raspberry Pi. It's not hard to do, but the screens, that's the issue. But that's kind of what that's designed for, to just sit there and change every day and just be interesting. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And this is, you're right, because this is the kind of thing, like, again, you can't help but have a million ideas and just try to chip away at each one and finish each one. But I keep thinking about, doing a gallery show, and I know there have been some, but just being able to find a physical space here, and just, work with them and be able to do, a setup where you've got screens around a gallery, and they shift and change. And
I mean, I think VR kind of solves that a little bit, and I've seen people doing some cool stuff there. You can put on the headset and look around the virtual gallery, and I think we're probably on the cusp of Apple will drop their AI headset, and then everybody will have augmented.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's going to be the killer kind of thing. Because then you can enjoy physically that. I mean, if you got a VR headset,
I do.
In that, yeah. So you know what I mean? The first time you put on the headset and you like play something like Minecraft, it's like, you get that sense of scale you've never seen before. So I'm imagining something like that, but until that's really there, it's kind of the meat space of, well, why can't I just hang this Wi-Fi frame on my wall and just point it at my Hick page and just have these pictures there, and have it change over time.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what I'm going for anyway, is to make stuff that's interesting, that changes, that's not always the same. And to sort of the next one, probably after Mystery Fish, to be honest with you, I think I've got another Invader piece I want to do. I got a whole lot of sketches, but I'm going to do something simpler because, my God, that one has melted my brain, the amount of things I've had to learn to do it.
Yeah, we actually, so it should be interesting because we have somebody coming on the show in a few weeks who's going to be talking about a VR space that they're making for HIC.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited to see what they have kind of going on and what their plans are. But it's so let's talk about this Mystery Fish. Okay. I'm excited because this is the first time that we've done any kind of like exclusive drop on the show. So I'm excited to have the opportunity to be a part of it. So this is the Mystery Fish token.
The Mystery Fish token. So the idea is, I mean, like I said, it's shamelessly stolen from Flygore's amazing Tez Pirates idea. So there are 1,000 tokens available. We'll be giving 5 away today. Essentially, when I press the go button, I'm going to make the first 50 available for 1 Tezo each, which is a bargain. And you see the amount of work that went into it. And then the next 50 will be 2, and then all the ones after that will be 3. Because I 3 Tezos I think is a fair amount of money for what it is, and it's fairly expensive if you think about in terms of real money.
Right. Yeah.
But not. I don't know. It's like you see some of this stuff, and it's like a GIF, and it's 150. And you think, is anybody? I mean, who's paying that? Really, that's insane.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think even in traditional art space, it can be hard to like put a price on work. But I mean, even more so in this space because it's. I mean, I think that the awareness of NFTs has come from $1 million sales. So there's kind of this intrinsically, in your mind, I think people link NFTs with I'm gonna be freaking rich. If I get this right, I don't have to work again. And it's all because I made like the most cool GIF on the planet.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff I've seen has been very, very cool. Like Miguel Garest, I think that's right. Have you seen their stuff, the animated things they've done? It's very nice, kind of cartoony style. I have to find an example. I don't know. I think I paid 10 Tezos for one of those, which is the most I've paid for anything.
And again, there's definitely there's a wide range. Like you definitely have people who are making fine art. It's just I think there's just not it's hard to decide where to fall. And you kind of wonder, like I've said on an earlier podcast, like the first time I posted on Hen, I had some photography that I like a series that I did. And okay, here we go. And I put it up, and it was in Mutez was the way that you uploaded it or set the price. And I screwed up, and I set the price at 100 Tez instead of 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it up there for a while and see what happens. But I didn't really promote it because I wasn't that comfortable with it. You know what I mean? It was like, I thought, well, if somebody comes across it and pays 100 Tez, like awesome. Like, that'd be great. But at the same time, there was no way that I was going to be talking to people and being like, hey, like, check out this drop. It's only 100 Tez. Like, so I eventually swapped it out and brought them down significantly. And now I'm in a, sorry, I think you have to be comfortable with what you're, what would I be willing to pay for what I'm putting out, kind of a thing, and find that balance. So now I've come down, like I've been learning some glitch art through Noise Deck. Have you seen Noise Deck?
Okay, I haven't seen that.
I'll pull it up shortly, but it's basically
Nice.
a generative noise synth rack.
Oh wow.
And,
Okay, so you're putting noise in and it's giving you stuff out.
Well, it's a visual noise. So I think there's some plugins, or not plugins, but there's some way to route sound through it. But I'll pull that up in a minute. We had Jess Hewitt, who goes by the handle Rusty Sniper, and her partner have worked on this particular thing for quite a while. And it's just a really fun way to like get into generative art or like noise without having to know any coding. It's just like move some knobs, flick some buttons.
Well, I love that. Happy accidents.
Exactly.
Bob Ross would be smiling.
Yeah, there's some dice roll controls so that you can do random and stuff.
Yeah.
And now, who is this? You were talking about these like Smarties. This is.
I think this is Miguel Garest. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
That's right. Okay.
With their Twitter things on. But the point I was making is, I guess it's the value proposition, isn't it? If you're dropping 30 of something and you're selling for 10 tes each, and they're as polished as this is, do you know what I mean? And,
right.
It's that, I don't know, it's that separation of art. But I think Ethereum, there's this sort of, I think it's because it's so expensive, a lot of people have kind of flocked there to try it because it's got that, I don't know, kind of art wanker vibe about it. Do you know what I mean? Like the Warhol days. And
right.
Hick Nunk is more like San Francisco when it was cool. Do you know what I mean? When Janis Joplin was alive and it's kicking off, before it's become gentrified. Do you know what I mean? And you can experiment and play around and stuff. I mean, that said, 3 tezos, if I sold 1,000 of them, I mean, that's, that's a decent amount of tezos. So, the most I've sold anything for was, I think, about 5. And that was Glitch Invaders. And I think there's one available at 10 for that because I love that one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the first one I sold was, I think, 0.25 or something. And I think Tegan Hoff has like bought all of them, just hoarding them. And actually, they may have bought the first one. It was either them or I think This Is a Robot bought my first one. So thanks very much, because that was kind of like, I wonder if this will work. Oh, like 3 hours later or something, I sold something, and that was, that's a massive boost to your confidence. Well, yeah, it's just like, am I an artist? Well, someone bought my art, so
right.
It's at least part of the way there.
I wanted to give a shout out to Tlet T, who was in the chat.
Hey, how you doing?
That's we were talking earlier about how fast the crypto space moves, and she put her little dog here. Yeah, her dog's name's Bitcoin, so she put a little
lovely
Bitcoin dog. And then we got Flygor in the chat.
Flygor, how you doing?
Hey.
It's good to see Flygor, actually. I was going to ask if Flygor wanted to burn the first token when we're ready to go.
Definitely. I am on D1. What's up, yo? I don't know if you've seen their work, but there's I bought it earlier. It was like, don't fuck with the artists.
Nice.
And it's an awesome I don't know, that's right, manage assets, that's what it is. I think I got it in the Tezos-Artcast collection here somewhere. Do not fuck with the artists. Yes. NFT.
That's classic.
So that's awesome. And then Pure Spider is in the chat. Says Flygor sent me here.
Nice.
Pure Spider. He's got a wonderful wonderful batch token sender. Are you familiar with that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Flagor turned me onto that as well. I haven't used it yet, but welcome. Yeah, Flagor says burn it down. Pure Spider, yes, more generative token burning projects. Let's do it.
I think it's the interaction. The idea with the first mystery fish, when I started doing it, I wanted to do like a dunny. You've seen the dunny, the kid robot stuff before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The blind box, yeah. So I wanted to do a blind box thing because I misunderstood how Hic et Nunc worked. I thought that you had an owner ID as well as a viewer ID, and so I thought this would be great. I can get them. When someone's bought it, I can look at the blockchain. I'll know when they've bought it, and of course they don't give you that information, do they? So that was me buggered, and so that's why at the last minute I had to change mystery fish to be, well, all right, maybe it can generate every day instead, or it can, and I sort of got the code a bit wrong. So in fact, it generated different for everybody's machine, which was not what it was supposed to do. So because I remember Flagor and I were talking last week, and he showed me a fish on his machine, and then sent me the link to the same fish, and it was different. So it was different on my machine. It used your viewer ID, and it generated based on that. So the colors and the style and all of that stuff changed. Oh, can you burn it? All right, let me. I think it's probably a good idea if I share my screen. How do I do that? Share.
There should be the share thing, and then it'll pop up, and I can activate your screen.
All right, that's cool. It's not going to ask me about multiple monitors. So I was working on multiple monitors, and I set this all up when I was down in the cabin, and then my Netlink router crapped out, or my MacBook crapped out. One of them did. So now we'll have an infinite line of video now. Okay, so I've got I got this script running here. This script is currently observing the blockchain. It's running, as we said before, standing on the shoulders of giants, right? This is running on Node Cron. So everything I've done is Node.js, the backend bits. So it's just polling every minute. It's polling the blockchain to see what happens. So it should be connected. Flagor, if you burn that token, it should pop up in a minute or so, and I will bring up Airtable so we can actually see if anything happens. Airtable is another hint I got off Flagor. Actually, I think this is what he's using with Tez Pirates. Never used it before. Really quite happy with it. It's really quite cool.
I also had never seen it before, and I'm considering using it for just kind of organizing what's going on. But
let me make sure that I've got everything set up here. Now you'll get your first glimpse of a mystery fish. An event API, that's nice. Thank you for that hint, Pure Spider. I need to have a look at that. I honestly, there's so many cool things that I can use, and I've been buried deep in trying to get this fish finished. So my next line of reading and everything is just like, right, catch up. What's the other cool toys we've got?
Yeah.
There's so much. There's so much.
There's so much. I'm doing the same thing. I just kind of, oh.
So this is a fish. This is a fish that was generated earlier. This is a mystery fish.
Ah. This is the mystery fish 2, part 2. So we have part 1 is I'm just going to switch over to my screen real quick just to show mystery fish 1. Okay. So mystery fish 1, super cute, freaking cool little tank. You can see his water level's getting a little low. We just need to put a little more water in there and we'll be fine. And then now we're over to mystery fish 2, which is clearly, there's a lot more work that went into this.
So the fish itself, your fish comes with a, I mean, this is an example one, so it's not, this is just, I just generated this one. So this one's Anastasia the Mighty, is this one.
I love that the info
Number
is on the bottom
10.
of on the bottom of the tank. I flipped the tank over on accident when I was viewing it, and I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" That was so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I had to put it somewhere. I was going to do a card. I mean, there's a card view that gets generated for the cover, but this is yeah, and she's got she Anastasia. I'm guessing it's a girl. I haven't put gender in there because I thought, well, like I'd like to do breeding, but I don't see why. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it makes any difference. So I will add breeding later on, but they're just fish. They can, whatever.
Yeah.
And snail friends. These snail friends move around. You see, they have things they do. They'll crawl around and go to sleep and just generally explore the wall they're on. I wanted the procedural vibe from last time. So the plants generate when I refresh this. I think the plants will be slightly different. Yeah, see, they're slightly different in their placement, but the coloring is the same. Your ornaments are fixed. You'll always have the same ornaments. They'll move around slightly, but they're the color and the they have to kind of make something about them fixed. So your fish doesn't change color or style. Your ornaments don't change color or style. Your snails don't change color or style, but the plants will change every day. So I don't want to change my date because it might mess something up with other stuff. But if you change a date, the plants will change color.
That's so cool.
So
and I love the subtle movement of the plants too. Like it's like
that was
glitchy, but it still is like organic. Like it still has, even though it's pixels, it has like an organic feel to it that feels underwater to me. Like it's
it's shader programming, my friend. That's I've had a lot of things to learn for this one. Just to figure out, because I mean the first one had the fish just kind of sitting around, and I thought it kind of looks lonely in that tank. It doesn't look like I'd want to be there. Do you know what I mean? And so I had a really short run with that one, and then this one I thought, well, if you're going to put a fish in a tank, give it something to do. So
that's right.
He'll swim around, and
it's like walking into the pet store and seeing the beta fish section and those tiny cups, and just like, oh, come on, guys! Like I want to buy all of them and put them in elaborate tanks, but
well, I say I'll probably be doing a slight change to make sure I get my contracts up and running properly on the change my cron expression thing slightly for improving how this whole thing works. Now I know there's an API I can look at with events and stuff, but for now anyway, this thing should all hopefully work, and we can mint a fish and send it. So Flygor's in the chat, is that right?
Yeah, Flygor's in the chat right now, and Pure Spider and SPU Twitch channel are making some seriously bad puns.
So I have something cool to announce with Flygor. Oh, nice one, mate. Yeah, burn that sucker. Flygor and I have collaborated slightly on this one to sort of do a cross promotion. It's exciting times. So let me make a slight quick change to some configuration here, so I can quickly fast track this to a different ornament. So if you get one of the lucky ones, you will get a chest with a doubloon in it. And if you have a chest with a doubloon in it, then I will send you one of 10 Tez pirates that Flygor has very kindly donated to me. So in your description, should you get one of these, your description will tell you, yo ho, you found a doubloon. What glorious bounty.
Nice.
And Flygor has 10 fish for himself to give away. Oh, and he's just burned one. Look at that.
Flygor just live and direct.
So let's have a look then. So if I have a look at my Airtable, we have a new row. We've got a new row, and it tells us everything we need to know about the transaction, the burn transaction ID, and everything like that. So Let's fire up our contract to make a fish. And while we're doing that, I'm really going to struggle for screen real estate now, but actually this will be cool. Let me have this open, because the way it works is it's going to grab his data, it's going to mint a config file, and then it's going to basically create his fish. Now, this one's not this one. This one's not yours, Flagel. I'll do yours in a sec.
He's anxious.
So we should see this change. Let's see if this works. This is like super nervous. This is like, the Windows 95 demo where the screen went blue, all right, say node mint new fishies. And let's see what it does. It's going to complain about something in Webpack, because it always does. Oh, and there you go, Flygore. That's your fish. Selena uranium. Mystery fish number 1. There you go. So
that is awesome. Oh man.
No, I haven't. Pure Spider, I haven't deployed a smart contract yet. So what this has done, let me show you what this has actually done for me, because there's still a manual step. I want to write a smart contract to actually go ahead and do this for me. I just haven't had time yet. So I'm taking the Flygore route of, I'll do as much as I can automatically, and the rest I'll do manually for now. And then, right, let me actually find my, like I said, I had this all wonderfully set up, and now it's just
no worries, it's all good. NFT Raiders in the chat. He says, "What's up?"
Hi there. Can you still see my screen? Can you see me clicking around in folders at the moment?
Yeah,
I've gone to a different. That's good. I've gone to a different desktop. I was just making sure. Right. So where's my build folder? Okay. So that's helpful. I can clear it out beforehand. Let's find the contract that we've just done. So, so we've just built. In fact, we can. There's an easier way to do this.
Pure Spider says that he wouldn't mint with smart contracts to keep it Node.js. Smart contracts are so limited. You don't need that kind of stuff on chain. So that's his recommendation.
Can you see my? Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
So this is the card that got generated. So this is the cover image that, and you can see that this has been sent up to. You can see my Airtable here, right? So you see born. It's got a date of birth. All the information about it has all been logged here. And the idea is basically, if I store all of this, I mean, I could generate another one exactly the same if I wanted to, but because I've got that information, I can. I bought the mystery.fish domain and mysteryfish.xtz, and so at some point, in the next few weeks or so, there'll be a tank there, and there'll be information, and all the fish will swim together. Or you can look at your breeder tank if you've got multiple ones. You know what I mean? Because like, while I've got them in an NFT, I don't want to add collision logic or any of that stuff. I don't want to add flocking, or I don't want to overload your processor. So he'll happily clip through the plants and stuff if he happens to be in the same, if he shouldn't be in the same path, but if he goes, he'll just go straight through it. But if it's on a website and you've got the choice of going there, and you can throw a bit more horsepower at it, and put all the cool toys, there's just such a lot more I can do with that.
Right.
So, I mean, we can give away some fish and mint them. I can. I was going to show you what happens. Sorry, let me terribly disorganized. I'm just glad it actually worked.
No, this is great. This is great. It's that's what I like about what we kind of try to go for here is just like casual, like we roll with it. So it's all good.
Right, this must be the one that I've done. Oh, what a weird view. I'm like absolutely backward when it comes to this. Right, so I think this is the right one. Selena uranium, that's right. So this is the build directory that it made. So it's created for me this info file that tells me about the fish, and this is what I'll copy and paste into Mint it. I've got all my information here. Here's the description and everything. so I can go through and do that in a minute. And the zip file here, the data file, is born automatically created with the cover and everything in it, so it's just ready to go. So I mean, if we want, we can try and send this to Flygor.
Yeah.
See if we can't get it working. Let me. So like I said, I'm flicking around on OS 10 trying to. I was on Windows like 2 and a bit hours back, so it's yeah, good fun. Find my key as well.
SPU Twitch channel says, can the fish die? That was always my fish's hobby when I had a tank.
Yeah, mine too. And like I say, I had 2 fish when I was at uni. One of them looked like Admiral Akbar, at least the same kind of, that's why I love those boggle-eyed fish.
Yeah.
And I came back one day and he was swimming sideways, and his little mate was gone 2 days later, and that was, so these fish can't die. They just I toyed with the idea. I've got an idea to play around with local storage. I think maybe local storage might work, and in that case, at least on one device, like if you had it on your phone or something, and it's while you're on your phone, you could do like a Tamagotchi thing, I think.
Right.
But because you've got no network connectivity, because you can't talk to a server or anything, that can only live on the one device. I mean, that's how I think anyway.
I've been holding on to this idea for a while, but I feel like now is just like a good time to just put it out there. I imagine a time release NFT. Okay. I know there's, basically I think of it as like a time bomb where you have a contract that's like a raffle, and you put in 1 tez and you get whatever, a character or a fish in this example. And say the contract will hold 50 tez. So you have 50 people that get 1 fish each. And then somehow there's logic inside the contract of each fish or each item that says, of the 50 raffle fish that went out, only 10 of them are going to survive past a month, so that there's a timer, and then all of them but 10 are burned within a month and a half, so that of the raffle, only 10 remain. And then those are automatically scarce because, you only paid 1 tez, but you may have this super rare thing. You just have to wait and see.
So I suppose the best you could do, how I would approach that is I wouldn't burn them. I would do a time lock. So at the time I generated them, I would have, some bit of code that checks the date, and if the date's passed, then it turns into its final form. So you could have it as, no, as I was saying this, I realized it wouldn't work. Because again, if it's one NFT and you've done 50 editions of it, they're all the same, and you can't give it any. This is what I had with the owner ID. You can't give it any information that's coming in from outside. So I should try to find the right folder here. Impossible while I'm talking. See all the NFT stuff I've been working on. It's crazy. The build directory. Why doesn't it just let me choose it? So it's this one.
In the chat while I was rambling on, Flygor says that he doesn't want his fish to die, and Pure Spider says he might have a tool that can automatically mint this for you, because the hen minting interface is a pain in the ass.
Let me just double check this. So Selenium Uranium, 1 of 100, born to breeder, that Flygor with the seed, Selenium Uranium and his snail friends Sullivan and Keaton love life in their tank and their skull and invader. Give a home to your very blah blah blah. Shill at the end. Credit for 3JS. Now this is important, this one here, because I have said before, there's no way I could do 3D without the incredible stuff and he's had with 3JS library. It's just phenomenally good, and to give that away for free, it's just Yeah, that guy's amazing.
Right. Yeah, you got me. I was asking about the generative stuff yesterday, and I had a look at the 3JS, and then I found Paper.js as well.
Oh yeah, that's very cool.
And started playing around with that, and yeah, it's just really, really neat. I'm gonna switch screens really quick.
No worries. Sorry, yeah, people don't need to see this.
Oh, no. I was just usually the wallet doesn't come up on my stream, so I was just
no
worried
worries.
for a second.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. So there's barely anything in it. So
okay, right on.
I mean, I don't know. The way I look at Tezos is like, I mean, I was snooping around because I was trying to do a public announcement, which I'll do again, to be honest, for everybody that's got Tezos. If you've got Tezos in your account, Tezos is inflationary. Stake your balance, get a delegate and stake it, because otherwise, like I was looking at Pixelful, guy had like, I don't know, thousands of Tezo and he's got no delegator. So I mean, every 3 days you're missing out on, like with his balance, he's missing out on like 15 Tezos a day, every 3 days.
Absolutely.
You know, you need to do that, man. You need to do that.
Absolutely. And that's I think especially for new artists coming in, it's important to start learning about those kinds of things that are going on, like the ability to earn, like you said, it's inflationary. So you need to take advantage of that, and make sure that you're not only having a say over, if you're interested in being part of the what happens to the blockchain, it's important to delegate to people that, you know, you're in line with how they're voting. So knowing that you can vote with your Tezos is important, but more so, yeah, just like being able to earn some Tezos.
So I'm going to send this over to Flygo again. Do you want to swap screens again, just so I don't?
I am on I am 1D 1-to-1. I will be happy to walk you through it. But there should be some delegation stuff in some of the documentation, though. But documentation in some of the documentation. I think I just said that.
Sorry, my brain's like, I have this.
No, my brain is.
My wife has to put up with this as well. It's like when I'm doing one thing and I'm trying to listen to another thing. It's like, so my wife's always like, "You're not listening to me." It's like, no, I'm trying to think about the. Right, let me see if this actually confirms on my device. It's really annoying. It's just like sometimes it just loses the connection every now and again, or it just doesn't actually.
No, absolutely. I'm
going to unsync and sync again, I think.
There you go. The batch sender that Pure Spider made will support .tez addresses soon too.
Oh,
so
nice.
Cool.
Nice. I'll hit you up about that later on, man. That's absolutely amazing stuff. I'm planning to. I mean, the stuff that I've done with the Watcher and all of that stuff, I'm planning to stick it in a nicer project and release it up. But at the moment, it's just, you know, the very fact that I'm getting Webpack errors in it is like, it's good enough to work for me. But you know, it would be shameful if it went out into the world looking like that. Right, let me find this token again. Selena uranium. Right. I want to send to Flygor. I should shill Flygor's Tez Pirates again, just because it's such an awesome idea.
Absolutely.
And because I watched your last show, and it was like, oh, he said he promoted something. I was like, oh wow, he's just gone over everything I've done. That's amazing. So that was much appreciated.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun just talking about the generations and both projects really.
Right, Flygor, that should be coming over, mate. Thank you. You've got number one. Should we give some away, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a hat ready.
Nice. Okay. I'll
with all the people who who retweeted today, and also all the people in chat here are going to be put in here.
I don't know if you can see who's in the chat. I can't see that. You've got like the God view, have you? So
I do.
Yeah. Well, hi to everybody. Hi to everybody in the chat. I'm a streaming virgin, by the way. So this is
oh, no way.
Yeah, no way. It's been Teams calls. You know what I mean? That's my kind of most recent video call experience. You know, working in my pants. You know.
All right, let's do this. Flygor, I'm afraid that you are out of the running for winning one of these, because yeah, right?
Do you know what I should do? I should make them available. I haven't actually done that yet.
Oh yeah,
well, I'll do that after, because no one's gonna buy one until they get, find out whether they're gonna get one free or not. So let's do the free ones first.
Right.
I always think that with a giveaway, it's like, well, if you're gonna do a giveaway, I'm not gonna buy it until I find out whether I won that one or not.
That's right. That's right. Okay, T-lit T. Okay, I got all of the. I've got everybody that's in the chat on their own individual piece of paper, and
a drum roll sound.
That's right. Okay. I'm going to have you do the honors, because you. This is your baby, and yeah, okay, you've got your screen up. All right, ready? Drum roll. Blah, 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 blah. Wait.
Yeah, you can't hear it through my headphones. Stop. Yeah, cool.
Okay, here we go. NFT Raider.
NFT Raider. Okay, nice one. You have to put your thingy in the. Or send me the thingy. So let's, nice. If I get your Tezos address, I will send you a token and you can burn it. And we can try this thing again, see if it works twice. That's the real test, isn't it? Can I repeat it?
All right, Raider, if you could put your Tezos address in the chat. That would be great, and then I'll make sure that Shig can burn it right now. We can get to it, or you can burn it and we can
burn it. Send it. Do it live.
Let's do it live.
Nice one.
Live direct. I'm going to leave that up for a minute. SPU Twitch channel says, but if you buy one, you raise your probability of winning by like 100%. That's just science.
That's true. You can't argue with that. Can't argue with those facts. Right, let me send one. So we got fish, mystery fish. I mean, you can buy a mystery fish one, by the way. There's 2 of them left. I burned all but 2, and they're 100 Tezos each, because why not? So as we said earlier, wasn't it?
That's right.
Put an astronomical price on it. So if you want a piece of history, there you are. If you didn't get one already, and let me try this again. I do love Tezos, but every time I see that backtrack transaction thing, just my eye twitches a little bit. It's it's not as bad now, because I have common sense now to actually put my stuff into a notepad file before I hit mint and cross my fingers.
Yeah. Pure Spider, be good. Says he's hacking that at right now.
So there's 60 odd Tezos or something on there, I don't know. I went hardware key route, so hopefully that's I don't know, survives a long time. I don't really know how resilient the ledger stuff is, but I see there was a data breach, so that's good.
Oh man, was that recently?
It was it must have been about
6 months ago.
6 months ago. There's a class action lawsuit at the moment. Someone's putting against them, which I don't really know what the outcome is. It's like, I mean, if you sue them into oblivion, they're not going to support the device anymore. So, everybody loses.
Yeah.
But you need a device to secure your stuff hardware wise. Otherwise, you're just one hard drive failure away from being broke again.
Exactly.
All right, so this contract's up. I've forgotten who I sent it to.
NFT Raider.
NFT Raider, that's right.
That is not the one, NFT Raider. That's the fish token that's gonna go live. Is the object 81257.
Oh, so you want the new one? Oh, you probably should look it up on a massive gallery. Let me find out what it is. I should know this off the top of my head. In fact, it's in my should be in my it's like 81272, I think, or something like that. Yeah, sorry, I should know.
I mean, this says Series 2, so this is the one you're releasing, right?
The one that you sent a link for on your website, that's burned, completely gone. That was my test token because I had to make sure it worked.
Got
it. The other one,
Hen's pretty slow right now. I think everybody's experiencing that across the board in the chat.
It's just to be nice and helpful. Hang on, can you switch screens? Because I need to quickly look. I can find out what the object code is quickly if I look through my code.
No problem.
Since I haven't stuck my other stuff in environment variables right now, I don't want an API key or something.
No worries. I'm gonna do another giveaway right here. Oh,
81257. Nice one. 81257 is the object code.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's the one.
That one, 81257. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. Perfect.
Yeah, I know Pure Spider. I know I should use N files, but honestly, it's just you know what it's like. I had issues with .env in Node, and it was being a real dick. And I was trying to configure Webpack. That's what Webpack's like. It's voodoo, and I wanted to get it to change a configuration file, and it blew up on me. And it wouldn't read the environment file, and I kept trying to pass it in. What are you using instead of Webpack? Is it Rollup or something like that? A parser, okay, yeah. I need to check that one out. I mean, everything old is new again. I was using Bower and Grunt, and then NPM came along and upended everything. Oh yeah, Gulp, yeah, that one too. I say everything changes. And the other one that gets me as well. Sorry, we've gone off on a tangent now. Was it Gatsby, which is like rolling flat sites in JavaScript? It's like fucking hell. So we've got all this Vue and React and Angular, and now we got to throw it all away.
Now for artists that are interested in getting into kind of this style, or into generative art, where's a good place to start? I mean, is there a good website to go to as like a resource?
I mean, I gave you that link. Have you seen the Coding Train on YouTube? That guy's great. He looks like Ray Romano. Yeah.
Coding Train on YouTube. And then what was the website for the 3JS? Is it 3js.org?
Yeah, 3js.org. And check out Mr. Doob, at Mr. Doob on Twitter. I mean, he's quite prolific, really, the stuff he's doing. Like I said, I mean, the guy wrote a 3D library. Brains for days.
Good.
You can burn it, mate. I'm watching the contract.
I want to make sure that those are kind of vocalized here, so that when people are looking back at this, they can explore a little bit.
I mean, everything. The two YouTube channels that helped me, well, three that helped me the most. There's the 10-minute modeling challenge guy on YouTube that does Blender stuff, and he's fantastic. Nice one, Pure Spider. Because like Blender, when you first get into that, it's like, wow, this isn't Photoshop. Do you know what I mean? There's so many options.
Right.
And he sort of demystified a lot of that. And there's the Coding Train, which is P5JS stuff, and he covers, marching squares algorithm and graph trees and
all the things you need to know.
Yeah,
Start with.
all that nice stuff. Just useful stuff, quad trees, all things that you might need one day. Or when you need them, you can go to the channel and look. And what's the other one? One lone coder is another British guy. Reminds me of a guy I worked with, and he has written a 2D pixel engine thing. He does game programming, and he covers, like, if you want to write games, he has covered absolutely everything. All of the algorithms. See, and he's just like so down to earth. He just sits down and it's like, right, guys, he just explains it. It's fantastic. So I learned a lot of stuff from that. I've just seen it come in. Right, so we have more information. You can share my screen if you want, or burn another fishy.
You're live.
Oh, I am.
You're live, baby.
All right, let's have a look then. So let's get the right screen up. So there's my local host, and let's see what you get.
Here we go, live and direct.
Fish ID number 2. Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
So you've got Micah McCartney.
Nice.
Minted by NFT Rage, so you're immortalized there. Even if you sell it, it's you're always there. And you got
that's cool.
3 snail friends. So there's how do I bring it up? Actually, let's just have a look at Airtable. That's probably the best plan. So here we are, Airtable. Let's see what you got. So this is quite cool. Actually, maybe I should talk about how this works.
Let's get into that.
So this image here, this what happens is when I build this thing, it's all done in Node. It connects to the TZKT. I always get that wrong. But it connects to the Baking Bad API, which is fantastic, and grabs the. In fact, no, it doesn't. That's how I get the information about what's burned. It connects to Airtable and it grabs this list here that we're looking at. So you can see it says born. I should have showed you it before. I'll show you on the next one what it says before it's actually done anything. It fires up the website in the local host. So it fires up this environment here, visits the page in time step with a different parameter so that it toggles it into the card view, takes a screenshot of that, saves it as cover.jpg, and then zips the whole thing up and writes the description file for me. So it's like I've automated as much as I can, other than the minting bit, because as Flygore explained to you, once you start actually trying to do procedural stuff and make it all unique in there, if you do that manually, you'll never be finished with it. So I took the opposite approach of creating a shitload of assets and setting them all up and having it build itself.
Right.
Which
So you get so for somebody who's not super familiar with coding, what's kind of like is it you have some characteristics set up, like an environment set up, and you can change some of the variables like color, fin style, pattern.
Let me show you. It's probably, if I load up another great free piece of software, which everybody should have, Magic of Voxel. If you've never used it, it is absolutely amazing.
I do not.
Magic of Voxel is free. I can't remember who writes it. I will find out and send them a fish to say thank you, because it's just incredible. But Magic of Voxel lets you create voxel images, which, if you were to do this in Blender, would be quite painful to do. And now I'm going to struggle because I don't have my 3-button mouse. It's absolute bollocks trying to do this with a trackpad. I can't remember what the right key is. But you can basically see what I've done is I've created all of these different assets in Magic of Voxel. And then they all get exported into Blender, and then I mask up all the areas of different color and I assign those to different face masks. And so what happens is I can load in the model and I can change the vertex color, and you see those fins and tails and all these different patterns and eyes, and then I build those as objects in Three.js based on the configuration file I generated when I did the minting stage. So and that's basically how it works. It's a lot of preparation. It takes a long time to do all of the assets before you even start programming. So if you want to start playing around with something like this, I mean, the first thing to do is download Magic of Voxel and start playing around with voxel art. There's loads of resources for 3JS that make getting into that quite easy. Admittedly, I'm a seasoned JavaScript programmer, so I'm familiar with the concepts and stuff, but you can get a hello world working quite happily, you know. And everything I've done here is like, I literally went to the internet. How do I, like I said to you before, it's like 90% of programming is what is the right question to ask. If you can figure that out, you'll find the answer. Someone's written a tutorial for everything.
And I think that's the, since I've gotten into programming, I've started to learn to code about the same time that I got into cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency was what spurred me to want to know what the hell is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And since I started to learn, now that thinking, that kind of programming thinking applies to everything. And one of the coolest things that I heard from some wise sage of a programmer was, early on, don't get frustrated, just Google it, make sure you search for it, because the answers are out there. And programming and coding is such a big world. You're never going to know it all. So don't try to know it all.
And that helped me when I first went into work in a studio, and these were seasoned artists and programmers I was working with, and I was a little youngling out of uni or whatever, failed out of uni. But anyway, and they all had books under their monitors, big monitors they were, because they were CRTs. But it was just like, I'm kind of like, well, don't you know HTML? You're the web guy. And he's like, well, I don't remember everything. You know what I mean? And you need somebody to say that. You don't. There are some people, there are polymaths who remember everything. I am not one of them. I have to look things up. If I want to find out how to work out the distance between 2 points, I should know that by now. I don't remember it. I have to look it up. And then when it's programming, you know what I mean? Work smarter, not harder. Once you functionalize something, well, you've got a method, you give it 2 values, it gives you the right answer. You forget how it works, you just know it does.
Right. Well,
magic.
And I think that mindset of not being afraid to look it up and feeling confident that I can still do what I want to do, but I don't have to know everything, can apply to artists, musicians, everybody that's taking on any creative pursuit. Is, hey, we've all been at an early stage. We've all been through, discovering new things, and
absolutely.
Not knowing something does not mean does not give you a lower status. It's just, we just need to share that knowledge and look for the knowledge too. Not expect everyone else to give us the answers, but to seek it out. So
that's right. And it does take hard work. Everything that's worth doing is hard to do, or everybody would do it.
Right.
And I think with programming, one of the hardest things I found with JavaScript is when you try and find an answer for something, invariably it's wrapped up in a framework or it's wrapped up in something else. And you end up not learning the pure solution. You learn some contrived, other solution. Do you know what I mean? You learn the wrong words or something. And it takes a while to sort of, that's why I recommend the things I recommend, Coding Train and One Lone Coder. I mean, One Lone Coder sits down and explains stuff about, he's a C programmer, and you think C's real program is, hard to do. I went to C having done, JavaScript, Python, PHP, and a load of stuff. And his videos, honestly, he explains stuff in a way that just makes sense. And that's what you need. You need somebody to just demystify that stuff.
Absolutely. And that's kind of what Andre Antonopoulos was.
Oh, I love Andreas.
I think you mentioned him earlier with cryptocurrency, is that kind of demystifies, and I think that's something for people to remember as the space grows, is that people coming into the space are coming from a point of view of it's funny money for programmers, or it's digital money that doesn't mean anything. But
what's that guy say? He
said, share it. Go
He
ahead.
said, imagine if your computer solved Sudokus, you could exchange for heroin or something.
That's good. That's
Just
funny.
what a great explanation for Bitcoin that is. But no, I love Reyes. He's just nice. Trading was image for a fish token. Let's have a look. Hang on, sorry. Let me. My brain is divided here. Just trying to get one thing working and the other thing working, and I can't remember whether I actually.
No, you're good. I'm going to do another raffle real quick.
Nice one.
So this will be the second giveaway coin, right? Second giveaway token.
Yes, because Flygle was the first one, wasn't he? So this is the second one.
Or NFT Raider.
Well, the first one was Flygle. The second one's NFT Raider, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, here we are. Born 15th of May to breeder, blah, 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 NFT Raider, the seed, etc. Yeah, I'm assuming that's minting now, and then I'll send it to the right address. So I've had so many issues where I've had to like recall an NFT. I'm like, shit, hope nobody's bought it yet. Hope nobody's bought it because I found a bug and I need to can it quickly, you know.
Right.
Invariably when because you know, I did this is really nice kind of like floppy disks. I did this, you know, I needed a break from Fish UI, so I was like, oh, what's easy to do? I'll do a floppy disk. I sleep well, Flygle, mate. Thanks for minting the first one. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the promotion stuff. You're a great guy.
Cheers, Flygle.
And anyway, with this disc thing, it was like I got it done and I launched it, and 2 people bought it, and then I realized I'd left the bloody origin visible, and it's, you know, it's just staring at me, this red and yellow and green thing in the middle, like, and you can't turn it off. You know, there's no undo button. It's just, it's there. So I said to them, you know, like, if you want, I'll send you another different one if you burn it. That they've obviously held on to it because it's, you know, it's, I say, mistakes from me aren't rare. It's not worth holding on to. You know, make so many of them that 10 a penny. You know.
All right, I'm shaking this one up.
All right, I'll say stop.
Next mystery coin for the mystery fish goes to. Wait, that's not right. Okay, I pulled NFT Raider again because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry. Okay, here we go. All right, next one goes to.
All right, Micah McCartney.
Jewel.tez.
Jewel.tez. Nice. I'll do that in a minute. Let me just send this one so I don't forget.
Now, Jewel.tez, I don't believe is in the chat, but they are on the Twitter, so we may have to just contact Jewel.
Well, I can, I'll mint it and I can send it to you and you can send it on if you want.
Okay,
perfect. Shifty. Right, let me just make sure that goes and it doesn't backtrack or anything. Okay, that's incoming NFT Radar. Was that right?
That's right.
Yeah, that should come to you. Micah McCartney, there you are. 2 of 1,000. All right, so let's do the next one then. So we're, hang on. I can, I guess I'll have to send him a token. I'll send you a token. You can send it on to him and then he can burn it and we'll do that.
Sounds good.
Then, yeah. So you won't get the third one because, you know, it won't be burned in time, but he will get a one. So,
perfect.
All right. Yeah, make a note. Ask me after this, and I'll send you however many because we might have a few.
Okay, perfect.
So let's do another one then. Who's online and can burn it? Cool. Making the noise.
Here we go. Oris Creator.
Oris Creator. Oh, cool. I've been they've been liking my stuff on Twitter. I've noticed that. So thank you for that. It's feel appreciated.
Is Oris in here? I know he was retweeting this earlier. I don't think he's in here right now.
No
he's
worries.
Under Rexin.
That's all right. We'll send another one then. So that's 2 over to you. We'll do the last one then.
All right, perfect. Last one. Hold on, this one gets a special dance.
Oh, nice.
1 second.
Spin around. So shake the money maker. All right, so we got Citizen B.
Citizen B.
Is Citizen B in the chat?
Oh. Citizen B, not in the chat today.
Not in the chat. That's no worries. Well, let me send you 3 of these. If you stick your Tez address in there, then I'll sap those over, and you can send them onto the relevant place. And then I will drop the bomb and release the first 50 of these. In fact, I might as well do that now since I'm sending 3 of them anyway. So I will make this available.
Excellent. Yeah, so live and direct, we are making the drop available. This is a very first for the Tezos-Artcast stream. This is making history right here, Shig.
Nice. I like to be historical. At least something will remember me.
That's right.
Well, hopefully that's happened. And we can see. Yeah, I say it's all exciting stuff going on in this sphere. It's nice for me, you know what I mean? Like Twitter has been one of those things that's kind of in the background, and I didn't really participate in it because I didn't really have anything to say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and suddenly, you know, when you start creating stuff and people reach out, like, I mean, I hadn't really considered talking to people, and then Flygor sent me a message, like, just out of the blue, first person to talk to me on Twitter, like, you know, direct message, just asking a question about procedural stuff. And, you know, I've talked to quite a few other people now since then, and it just, you know, people I've never met, that we are all in this community together. We're all creating stuff. We're all, you know, pushing ourselves forward and learning and growing and doing what human beings are supposed to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the nicest thing is, if you're in here creating and you're in that box doing stuff for NFTs, you're not looking at the crypto charts and crying about the price of Dogecoin or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It takes you out of that noise.
Absolutely.
Which is, you know, that's what you really need, because you'll lose your hair crypto trading.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Crypto chads can get lost.
Yeah, tell me about it. I just honestly, it is, NFT Twitter is amazing. And just
I've also met I think like even early on, you know, I was popping into like the Discord chats and around Tezos and stuff before the launch of these NFT marketplaces, and mostly just kind of watching everything, and you know, I again not having a lot to say, and you know, sort of trying to connect, but once NFTs, like once the, you know, Calumet, their Discord chat was starting to get like more and more stuff, and I was participating more, and then you know, starting like, I'm like, oh, like I should do like a Taco Tuesday, like sharing some of the art I'm seeing. Like this is the perfect time to start doing that. And that was like the original Twitter handle was Taco Tezos. And I quickly realized there's a couple projects that had tacos in them.
So
and
was that you with the 3D Tezos? Because I saw 3D tacos on Tezos.
No, that wasn't. And that was the confusion. I was like, all right, I gotta figure this out. And again, Twitter's just started to be more and more of a place where I was interacting, and I saw, I think actually Flygor, again, you know, he's kind of like the spoke in the wheel at the moment.
He's very prolific.
I saw a stamp that he posted in the Hen Discord, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. That little stamp thing is so cool. Would you be interested in, you know, coming on the show? And he ended up doing the logo that we've got in the corner up top.
Yeah, I recognize his work. It's this very distinctive style. Say the man can draw.
Yeah.
And Steffi, have you seen Steffi's stuff? I think his girlfriend.
No, not yet. We're trying to draw her in.
I have a few of them. Let me see if I can. You see in my collection. If my collection will load, I am because I think I bought some of her stuff before I bought Flygor's stuff. I just love the style. But it doesn't load for me now. It's just the gods of Tezos are just, I don't know. Well, it seems to be Amazon that's going wrong, but I don't understand exactly why. Manage assets. So it's been a couple of late nights for me, so my brain's a bit slow right now.
No, you're good.
Here we are. Well, this is one of them that I've got. There's an animated one that I had that's quite nice. I should shill some other people's work, shouldn't I? While I've got your.
Hey, let's do that. I mean, we
have a look at my collection. So I haven't bought any of this stuff in a while. This is Rebecca Leo, I think.
Okay.
I do love her stuff. I just haven't. So Eglion here. I haven't sold anything in ages. So I haven't bought any of these. But I think it's a she. I should say they, shouldn't I? They've done all of this stuff. They did this one because I requested it. Litecoin. I love Litecoin.
Nice. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Okay, I'm gonna show you something after, whether it's after or before.
Anyway, I love that stuff. What else?
Eglion, is it Eglion on Twitter as well?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they're selling a huge amount at the moment, but I just think it's a really nice style. Like I said, if I sell some stuff, I'll be up there to buy some more of theirs. This is a robot. Love their stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of theirs. There's a really weird kind of animation. And I say it was either them or Tegenhoff that bought the first piece, I think, from me. So a lot of love.
And you know what? That's another great aspect of all of this is meeting people through, again, whether it's just sharing art. I've been excited to be able to use my wallet, using Hen to mint stuff, but then not posting it, not swapping it for sale, and finding people's addresses who have either had the giveaways or who I just want to thank, and just dropping a token in their wallet.
No, nice.
Just being able to do that is a lot of fun.
This isn't going to load for me now. It's decided it's not gonna.
No worries.
Oh, here we are. Nice. Yeah, you see what I mean? Okay. It's just.
Oh yeah.
He's got a whole pile of stuff that's just really like he has his own style. I don't know. Could be a dog for all I know. That's the wonder of the internet, isn't it? But yeah, I like people's own styles. When they've got something that's.
Pure Spider says minting on Hen. How 2021. Pure Spider, I'll get there, man. I'll get there to the point where I can mint my own stuff and not use Hen for it.
Yeah, honestly, you've got some awesome stuff going on there.
We're working on it.
I will sit down and properly read over that stuff. I mean, for this particular piece, I've had to learn over read up the flocking algorithm for handling groups of entities, and there was all the stuff with getting 3JS to actually play nicely with the things I wanted to do with the vertex coloring, and brushing up Blender skills, and getting the plants to grow procedurally. All that stuff's there's a lot in this one. So do you know what I mean? I'm kind of hoping it acts as a bedrock for the next one. But
right,
I've got a few little arty bits I want to do after this. I got a notepad with stuff in it. I want to do after this one.
Now I asked Flygore last week, and I want to put the same question to you. What do you do as kind of an artist creatively when you hit a wall?
I mean, I guess my stuff takes so long to do. I've kind of been quite lucky that I've got way more ideas sketched out than I've had a chance to do. So I don't know when I'm not that prolific. So when I hit that kind of, I've got about 8 ideas ahead at this point.
Do you have like an idea notebook?
Yeah, I use OneNote on the
file
iPad.
that's you're like, okay, this is the stuff eventually I'll get to.
That's it. I mean, every idea leads to another idea. I had one. Maybe someone else will do it. I'm pretty sure I'll never do it. So in 2004, something like that, when I was kicking around with PHP for the first time, I had this idea for a cannabis trading game. Not real cannabis, obviously, but you could grow your plants online and you could buy and sell seeds and breed them, and we worked out DNA and all sorts of things. But at this point, my programming skills just went up to it. I think NFTs as a platform, I think you could probably make that game happen now with your NFTs as your but we were going to call it virtually legal, which I thought was a great name. But it just, it was one of those things, the idea was too big. And that's what I said about the NFTs. It's like, if you keep your ideas small and you keep them manageable, like if you say, I want to make a game, and this is, I'm guilty of this one so many times. I've made one game in my life, a game called Dr. Flicks, which I released on the BlackBerry Playbook because I got a free playbook, and the playbook was bollocks. Like it came up, it was terrible, but it was free. So it was motivation to do it. But that was the one time I've managed to say, I'll write a game and make a game. Do you know what I mean? Because it's too broad a term. If you, with the NFT, if you keep your idea small, like I want to make a cube that spins and changes color. I want everybody to see a different color. Well, you're going to start learning about seeded randomizers, and you're going to get your introduction to, whichever libraries or whatever you want. SVGs are a good place to start with that, because SVG is quite easy to start with. It's easy to understand, and you can there's a lot of good examples there that people have already done.
Right. Now, SVG, that is scalable vector graphics, right?
That's right, yeah.
Now, when I hear that, I think Adobe Illustrator, Art or Inkscape. So I think SVG, I automatically think like 2D logos. But it's a lot more broad than that, as I'm coming to understand it.
Yeah, I mean, SVG basically gives you scalable vector graphics. So the first one I did that was kind of procedural, this one here, right, which I didn't realize when I was doing it. Of course, most people go to hick on their phones, and this thing doesn't work it doesn't follow the mouse around on your phone. You just click and the eyes go, it looks, but it changes color randomly. And it's SVG. If you look at the source code, there's only one eye. Everything's built in a grid. It's pretty simple to understand. Actually, I've sold a few of them. Nice. Didn't even realize. I'm just having a while. I think I'd sold one of those. I like that one. That's where I got my logo from. I just picked it out. But yeah, I mean, SVG basically gives you a canvas that you can scale. You can do all sorts. I mean, this thing here is running on an SVG. This animation, I embedded 3JS in a. You can use foreign objects. They're called basically inside an SVG, and you can use HTML inside that. So that's a div with JavaScript loading 3JS. It's got embedded GLTF files in the HTML, so I can load them out by ID. And the disk labels, I base64 encoded pings and put them in the code as well. So everything's in one gigantic SVG. But I did it so you didn't have to, it'll load and it'll run and, melt your processor without you clicking on it. Because I thought I wasn't selling any of these things because, I was losing that wow factor because people were seeing a little icon that didn't do anything. So I thought, fuck it, then I'll just make it, I'll make it work in the live view. And of course, if you've got a fairly slow machine, you're not just shaking your fist at me because I suppose it's not that much better. I mean, if you actually look at this, it's 700K, so it's piffling compared to a video file. But you see what I mean? It works on the loading. That's 3D generated procedurally in the grid. That was pretty good use of SVG. So you can do all sorts with it. You know what I mean? It's literally just it's a box that JavaScript runs in. And you can make your graphics, the size of a bus, and they don't get any, the file size doesn't get any bigger because it's vector. I've been trying to convert Flygel with that stuff.
And vector graphics are essentially like, it's essentially like like a FLAC file in audio where it's like it's lossless. There's no loss.
Yeah.
It's something you can giant. It can be tiny. It'll look the same.
That's right. Yeah. And the wonderful thing about SVG as well is it's like local scaling. So if your canvas is 1,000 pixels, your stuff is relatively scaled on that. So if suddenly it goes to 4,000, everything in it scales along with it. And because it's not rasterized, it's going to look crisp and smooth and beautiful. And I mean, any generative graphics stuff I was doing, if I was doing it to be generated on the end, an end user's machine, I'd use an SVG for it, just because it's widely supported now. And you can, you stick JavaScript in it and just works. It's great.
Well, we know we're getting we're heading down the right path here, because now we've got people who we've got a spam bot in the chat.
Hooray!
So if you were wondering how to become famous, this is how. So
yeah, I mean, I've got spam. Yeah, I'm still looking for the hot singles in my area. That I keep getting told about. Wouldn't believe they're so close by, in Brazil or wherever my VPN is telling them I am.
That's great though. It's so it's so much fun to just get lost in this stuff. But like you said, picking a project and sticking with it and starting small. And I think we've come to that. I have a couple of projects that, I'm realizing are much too big, and I've scaled back, and just minting a photograph was like a big deal for me, because it was something simple, but I could see it. It helped me see the process more. Because sometimes, it looks so huge if you don't know what it is, but
I suppose you're sort of taking it from the other. I mean, you're putting yourself out there and doing a show, and you know what I mean? It's like,
right.
So I would never have done that. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, let's say this is the first time I've sort of gone on the internet with my face and stuff, because it's just, I like the anonymity that the internet gives, but I think this community is so great. It's nice to be able to engage and talk to people and, say thank you for buying my stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. No, I'm married, so unfortunately, not unfortunately, I'm married, but unfortunately, I'm not single. I've lost my train of thought now.
Oh yeah, no.
But as I was saying, sorry, trying to give you props for the show.
And I appreciate that. No, it's it feels good. And like I said, meeting people and just, again, being able to, I don't know, everybody's been so friendly, and it's just such a great, I'm disappearing for a second. There we go. I'm learning so much too. And so I'm grateful for anybody that's willing to come on and hang out and so.
I mean, if you've got like stuff, hit me up on Twitter and whatever, and I'll help if I can. Like, I'm super busy quite a lot of the time. I mean, I work full time. I've got 2 kids. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, so I'm up till the wee small hours of the morning trying to finish stuff. And I think quite a lot of us are, to be honest. I mean, there's very few people in this space making enough money to pay the bills outright, I would think.
Absolutely. Yep. And that, and again, we keeps us humble, right?
Yeah. This is where I actually check and find this damn thing didn't actually. Right, let's try that again.
Oh yeah, let me see on my end too. I'm gonna see.
Yeah.
We are running out of time. We got about 10 minutes, 10 or so minutes, and wrap it up.
So I've just blathered on for ages, huh?
Oh no.
This is actually swap this.
Right.
No, hang on. That's not right. Let me try that again. There's always so many. I would like to see the Tezos blockchain not do this rollback thing, and just actually be a bit more reliable.
Somebody in the chat earlier said Kukai wallet doesn't seem to have as many rollback issues.
Okay, I'll have to try. I mean, I got Temple working, and it was good enough. Like, minting's not something I do that often, so it's like code, and then small hours in the morning when I'm tired or something, it's like, I'll release it, and then when I've woken up like 5 hours later or something, it's like, oh shit, there's a bug in it. Oh. So
and I've been pretty much exclusively using Temple. I have a Kukai account, but Temple has been pretty good for me. But the rollback thing has happened a few times. but
Oh no, it's just it's applied. So I guess that's live. I guess we did it.
we did it.
Let's see. I mean, it still says it's not for sale here, but hopefully it worked.
Yeah, on my side, it is also not for sale. I've refreshed it a few times, but maybe that
Takes
block
time.
is just taking its time, taking its
It's true. I mean, it's interesting. I imagine scaling will take care of this kind of stuff. Some of the other blockchains, kind of, the new like Cardano and EOS and all of those, they all purport to solve this problem. But I don't see any NFT stores on any of them. So
That's right. That's right.
It's faster than Ethereum anyway.
SPU Twitch channel says, I like Temple, but use Kukai on mobile and for minting swapping. You can import your Temple seed.
Okay. Have you got a hardware wallet that you use with that? Because I know that the ledger is Bluetooth as well, but I haven't tried that.
Pure Spider says Cardano, aka the biggest collection of academic
I
papers.
know. But I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? That everybody's banking on the future. I mean, I don't know what Charles Hodgkinson has done academically, but okay, cool. Try the ledger. But I mean, it's like Vitalik. You know what I mean? You watch Vitalik talking about stuff, and part of your brain just kind of melts a bit because it's just way above, like
right.
I'd have a lot of catching up to do, I think, to figure quite a lot of that stuff out.
Oh yeah, and I think I talked to a guy the other day that, again, crypto came up out of nowhere, and I was kind of taken aback, and I was telling him like, yeah, like actually, NFTs, I just started doing this like podcast kind of thing, and he's like, that's cool. Like, what what coins are you holding? And I was telling him, and he's like, my biggest are Cardano, XRP, and a few others. And I was like, okay, like immediately, like my brain kind of switched to like all of the Twitter feeds and stuff, and like being Tezos heavy, because that's like where my heart's at. Like that's where I'm most invested.
You have to avoid the religion though, don't you? It's
exactly.
That's the difficulty, isn't it?
I've looked into Cardano, and I know people who and what the conversation ended up being was like, instead of kind of taking the conversation in that direction of, oh, well, do they have this or this or this yet? No, it'll be interesting to see how if Cardano does launch successfully and does become a place where NFTs are being minted, and there's marketplaces, and some of these problems that they say that they've solved happens, how will the different chains adapt? Is it going to be these are definite competitors, or will we find a way to work together to and just subsist and do our things?
I think you're talking about such a lot of money, though. Do you know what I mean? Such a lot of different. I don't think it's one ring to rule them all. I was guilty of the religion thing early on, especially with Ethereum, because it was first mover. And, I had bought some Ethereum and I'd sold some Ethereum, and I thought I was Billy Big Bollocks with the trading, and lost an absolute lost a lot of Ethereum trading for shitcoins and stuff. But, oh, nice, there are. I didn't know that there were. But you see, if I bought Tezos when I had Ethereum in the early days, instead of dismissing it as, oh, he's trying to do what, and this is literally my attitude. Oh, why is it moseying in on Ethereum, devaluing my Ethereum, taking market share? But if you look at the wider picture, there's so many people, there's so many applications. Ethereum can't do it all. When CryptoKitties launched in 2017, it melted the fucking network. Couldn't do it.
Right,
It was,
right.
And as a result, you want to buy a picture or you want to buy a GIF on Ethereum, it's 350 quid or something at the peak. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think, they all solve a problem. There's, who knows? I don't think one of them can win.
There's room for a lot of different solutions.
There is. If you're picking stuff, I mean, there's a lot of noise on Twitter and a lot of shill bots and a lot of liars,
Right.
and I question the longevity of a meme because I'm older and this is new for me, but
Right.
I think it's one of those, if Dogecoin is the future or it's a contender and it holds value because people believe it does, then fair enough. I mean, they've picked that's capitalism, isn't it? You've put your money in what you believe in, and that's voting power, isn't it? Technically,
Right.
it's as you were saying earlier with Tezos, you're voting with your money when you buy people's art, when you support them. There's no middleman really. There's no, no one can stop you from doing that.
Right.
Whereas, that's exciting to me. And I think I wish I had a crystal ball. Do you know what I mean? I'd bought a Shiba token 3 days ago or whatever.
That's right. That's
bag
right.
of shit Shiba. That's honestly, I can't see the value in that one. I'm sorry, but I wish I'd bought
it. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, did you want to give any shouts out to any other artists, or
let me see,
or have any last words? Any parting words, I should say, not last words.
I mean, I said thank you to people already. I'd say it again. Thank you to everybody who's buying my stuff. I appreciate that.
We appreciate you.
It's gone live. 50 are available for 1 Tezo each. So it finally went through. Happened live on your show.
Excellent. Here we go. You got it.
People that need some exposure. I think if you've not seen the Gauche punks, I can't say that word and I can't spell it either. I've got an example somewhere. There's a lot of punks. There's a lot of derivative stuff. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's doing their own punks, but I was quite pleased to see, theirs were painted. Here we are. As an example, you've probably seen a few of these. It's
okay.
So it's a punk, but it was painted as opposed to 23 pixels or whatever it is. Tez frogs, again, like I said, I mean, I wish I'd seen the future when I was 12. I'd be a lot richer now. Miguel Crest, I'm sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. I love your stuff. It's fantastic. Eglion, obviously Flygore. I don't know what this stuff is. These were given away free and I quite liked them. It's someone doing sexy NFTs. Steffi Illustrator stuff as well. I love these kitties. This is I have a few of these.
Sushi kitty. I like that sushi kitty.
And I say this is a robot as well. Loving their stuff. I can't think of anybody else that's Teganhoff. Teganhoff, thank you for buying all of my stuff. Like literally stockpiling it. I mean, it's ridiculous, but thank you. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I see Pure Spider said Shiba for when you want a token that's even more useless than Doge. Yeah. And Vitalik's got like 17 Casquillion of them or something. I mean, what's he going to do with them? Mime artist, please do. I'll have to have a look. I've lost track, to be honest, of what I have. I haven't been through it in a while because I've just been like, I've either been shouting buy my stuff or I've been coding. I love that stuff. I meant to buy more of their stuff. They're children's illustrator, aren't they? This one here. Yeah, I need to buy some more of these. If I sell a load of stuff, I will buy. I'll buy more of that stuff. I'll buy more of Eglion's.
I got definitely. One of those that in the
that was a free one, I think. Yeah. I mean, I love the idea that they're going to do a children's book in that style because it's such a great style. I could totally see that. Like my kids would read that.
That's
yeah. See what I mean?
I love that one.
It's just a great style, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Object for object. I meant to do another object for object, and I just didn't have time.
I haven't been able to participate, or not been able to. I haven't participated yet. So I'm the next one.
I thought I had a load of stuff up there, and then I realized some bot had like grabbed them all and was reselling them, which I mean, it was a curious feeling because somebody bought one, so I actually got a resale on it. I think that was my only resale. Yeah, you absolutely should, Pure Spider. You should do object. I will do the next object for object for sure. I just need to have time. I'm decompressed for a while after this one, I think.
Absolutely. You need to take care of yourself so that you can make more stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course have energy for the family. Number one.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll send a token to Mr. Doob as well. I don't know if he watches this or not, but again, thank you for 3JS. It's fabulous. And if you don't do, well, if you want to do 3D stuff, if you've got aspirations for it, you should definitely check it out because it's just, again, like I said, Magica Voxel, 3JS, Blender, can't believe these things are free, you know?
Yeah, I'm excited to check out Magica
Voxel.
Voxel, that's right.
Yeah, that's we're going to see a whole pile more voxel stuff after this. This is
yeah. That's right. I'll have to mess around with it and do a little Magica Voxel Artcast logo or something.
Well, yeah, hit me up if you do discover you've got. I have an idea for a procedural series of characters in Magica Voxel that I sort of want to do, similar to the fish basically, but I need an artist to do the artwork stuff and I can do the rest. So that's I need to hook up with the collaborative thing at some point, I think, find some voxel artists, because this is where my limitation is like literally, you know, it takes me a long time to do art stuff that I'm happy with, because you know what I mean, like you see other people's drawings, you're like, damn, like,
yeah,
I wish I could draw like that.
I hear you. Well, you heard it in the chat. If you're looking to do some collaborative stuff, Shig might be up for it. And you know, I want to thank everybody in the chat for participating today,
thanks,
and hanging out. And Shig, thank you for being so generous with your project and giving away some of these mystery fish tokens.
No worries. Like I said, if you buy a Tez Pirate, you might win a mystery fish, and if you buy a mystery fish, you might win a Tez Pirate.
Yes, don't forget that. That is such a cool idea too. Like having the little the treasure tank have the coin in it. Oh man.
Yeah, there's 10 of those in 1,000, so they're quite rare.
Yeah. So we're gonna go for the day, but I did want to give one little shout out. On my end, we have, let's see, Thursday, we're going to be doing another live stream. And on Thursday, we're going to have Oni Metal on the show.
Nice.
So I wanted to share that.
Have you got any examples of their stuff?
Yes. Hold on one second. Oh man, here we go.
You had to wrangle those tabs.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little flyer I made. Oh, I mentioned Noise Deck earlier, and
yeah.
So I remixed his one of his pieces with Noise Deck. Oni Metal. He's got some stuff on Calamint that he's done.
Oh, very nice. Wow.
This is a new Hick hen.
That's like, looks like 2000 AD style airbrush stuff. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful artwork.
You see what I mean? Stuff like that, one of ones, if you do like that, I could see that selling for, 100 Tez and more. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So he's going to be on the show on Thursday, 10:30 a.m. my time. So I believe that's around 8 p.m., 7 p.m. your time?
I'm not good at this one.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, 10:30 a.m. PST, we'll be streaming live with Oni. Very excited about that. And then I will really quick, because I did mention it earlier, Noise Deck. Okay, so there's a pro version and
Hmm.
a not pro version. So it's noisedeck.app.
Oh, cool. So that's the glitch effect. Yeah, nice. Oh,
And
nice. It's just
and it's completely web-based. So there's no app to download or anything. And
so it's probably WebAssembly in action, isn't it? Love WebAssembly. It's just supercharged websites. It's amazing.
so we've got the dice here. We hit that. I'm going a little slow today. Come on now.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Have you been to Shader Toy before and played around with some of that stuff?
I have not.
Oh, that's quite cool. Again, that's like a gallery of people just going, look at my shaders. You'll never know enough to be able to write one like this. It's insane what they do.
So I'm going to pick, let's see. I'll pick a picture here.
Yeah, Shader Toy is absolutely mental. Some of the stuff people have done, I have no idea. I keep looking at the inputs going, where's that coming from? Like, and it's just like all this maths, like cos and sine and cosine.
Right.
Yeah, just I will never be able to retain that much maths. I'm like literally like, okay, I need to figure out how to do this and this and this and put it all together in a bit, and then,
Yeah.
the big picture in crayons version,
Yeah. So my internet's running a little slow today, but
I'll have to have a look at it.
But it does have, even on the free version, you have this record button, and you can pretty much, you can save it as a PNG, as a GIF, or as a MOV file. And you can decide what size you want it at.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. And the people that made it are just freaking awesome people. They were on episode 5, I think.
Oh, cool.
And we talked a lot about like how this was made, what their inspiration was and stuff. But yeah,
that's very cool.
This is a great tool for people who are like, really like what they're seeing, some of the GIFs and stuff that they're seeing, and don't really have the coding experience. They can, just mess around with it. And anyway, yeah.
I mean, it leads you in that direction, isn't it? Once you start learning, how to do noise generation and stuff, you'll learn a new word and you'll find a new thing, and just persevere, man. Persevere and create. That's what we should be doing.
Right. That's it. So, yeah, again, thank you. I'm going to be collecting one of these in here in a minute before it shoots up to 2 tez for my personal collection. And I can't wait to see what my fish is like, because we have some fish. So, yeah.
Nice.
My wife is really excited about this one.
That's cool. If you send me, your address anyway, and then I'll send you 3 tokens for the giveaway for the people that won.
You got it.
Nice one.
All right.
It was 3, wasn't it? I've sent 2 already, haven't I? Was it?
I have 3 papers.
All right, cool. No worries. I'll send you those 3. Well, thank you for having me on. It's been great. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks to everybody who's bought my stuff. Thanks to everybody else who's creating. And yeah, I'll catch you soon.
Great. Thank you, Shig.
Thanks. Cheers. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye. All right, guys. Hey, thank you guys so much. SP Twitch channel, you just burned one. Well, I'm excited to see all the fish that come up. Thank you guys for hanging out. And yeah, for episode 9.5. And check us out on Thursday when we got Oni Metal on. And yeah, if you've got questions or ideas for how to make the Tezos-Artcast better, feel free to hit us up on Twitter at Tezos, at Artcast Tezos. Bleh. You know where I'm at. I see you guys there. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Cheers. Again, everyone in the chat, you rock. Peace. Boop.